Hallelujah, Israel. In our last lesson, we read Judges 3, verses 5 through 6, and we found out that the people of Israel intermarried with the Canaanite people. And the Greeks called these people Phoenicians, but in reality, they are Canaanite Israelite people. And they are also called Hebrew people. And so now we're going to study a little bit why they are called Hebrew people. All right, get your book and turn to 1 Chronicles 1 verse 19 and read with me. And unto Eber were born 2 sons. The name of the one was Peleg, because in his days the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. Okay, now take out the book of Jubilees. Turn to the 8th chapter. We're going to read the 6th through the 9th verse. Read with me. Shelah grew up and took to himself a wife, and her name was Muak, the daughter of Kesed, his father's brother, in the 130th Jubilee, in the 5th week, in the 1st year thereof. And she bare him a son in the 5th year thereof. And he called his name Eber. And he took unto himself a wife, and her name was Azurad, the daughter of Nimrod. In the 32nd Jubilee, in the 7th week, in the 3rd year thereof, and in the 6th year thereof, she bare him a son, and he called his name Peleg. Eber is a forefather of the Hebrew people. So all of his descendants would be Hebrews. Eber had 2 sons, Peleg and Joktan. So all of their descendants would be Hebrews. In reality, the man Eber was named after the region in which he came from. The place where Eber and his descendants were born at that time was called Eber NARI. Today, this region is known as Syria, Lebanon, Israel, or Palestine. Eber NARI means beyond river, beyond the Euphrates on the western side. All people who were living in ancient times on the western side of the Euphrates were called Abarim or Iberi. That's Hebrew people. And at that time, this was the region where the Canaanite tribes were living. Let's break this down. In the book of Jubilees, the 8th chapter, 6 through 9, we read that Eber married Azurad. Eber is from the Semitic line. Azurad is from the Hamitic line. The father of Azurad was Nimrod. And Nimrod, we know he is a son of Cush. Cush is of the Hamitic line. Eber, his father was Shelah. So we know he comes from the Semitic line. All of the people from this line are called Hebrews. And this is a mixed line. It is Hameto-Semitic. It is not 100% Semitic. It is not 100% Hamitic, but it is Hameto-Semitic. The Hebrews, this line of people here coming from Eber and Azurad, was a mixed people, Hameto-Semitic. These are the Hebrews, the line that Abraham came from. In the next study, we're going to break it down and we're going to search out who was the true biological grandfather of Eber, who was actually the father of Shelah. Hallelujah, Israel.